All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Green White Checker TV. Tonight we have the Area 51 Super Speedway Xfinity Series, race number 2 of 4 of our playoffs. As right now, qualifying has just begun, so say drivers hopping on track here, get their laps in, and of course that will set our starting order for tonight's race. So you can see everything as always. So say 75 laps is our scheduled race distance. One fast pair available for these drivers, and of course up to 3 attempts of that green white checkered finish. So we'll see if that comes into play tonight. So I obviously saw some crazy racing last week at Daytona coming to the end. So I definitely expect some more exciting racing, but I say hopefully none of the same from that one. But it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight, though, regardless of how things are going to turn out. Because we know these guys like to put in a lot of fun and aggressive racing at the end of these things. So right now, drivers, like I said, putting down their qualifying laps at the moment. And with that, we're going to pull up some standings here. Again, got to put a big shout out and big thank you to Peter DeBorgia giving us these great little things that he's able to add for me. Helping me out a lot over these last few weeks. So you see playoff standings right now. Cody Nagel's our playoff leader over Todd Siebels by 3. Peter DeBorgia there in third spot, 7 down. And then you got Sebastian Mayer and Donald Stewart there tied for 4th at 13 out of the lead. Vicente Guerrero, 23 out. Quabi Brooks, 24 out. And Michael Spell, 29 out. But again, the big thing on that one is just the attrition at the end of that race last week. The highest finisher of the playoff drivers wasn't at the very, very top of the field. So it's allowed this field to stay pretty close here for this race number 2. So I think at this point, I'd say things are pretty much still open for any of these drivers to have a chance at getting the win. Of course, getting themselves that championship hopes back live. And then for those that are outside the playoffs, unfortunately, we'll still take a look to see where the best of the rest are, which right now is Dean Wilkinson with a 4-point lead over Joseph Morales for that 9th spot. And then you got Robert Rock right there in 11th. William George, Dan Harrington, and Jay Hilliard and Jim Brooks are top 15 here. So it's kind of the race within the race. Those guys, they're going to want to get the best results they can. So it's going to be fun to see what they have in store. But Matt, we've got 75 laps here scheduled distance. Qualifying going on now, and we saw last week a lot of chaos, but here tonight a little wider, a little more room to work with. And after watching that Atlanta race earlier today, I think these guys are going to be very thankful to have these extra grooves that they have tonight here at Talladega.
Oh yes, especially if you guys watched the race today over Atlanta, very tight, very narrow. There's not much very room. They thought about actually expanding that there, Gael, after this week's race. So here at Talladega, you got a lot more room for 3-rod racing, which means a little bit more better racing, a little bit more room to play with, as you would say. But last week at Daytona, not so much. Here at Talladega, it's going to be a hell of a lot more pushing, more shoving, more 3-rod racing. There'll be you see a lot more give and take here, especially the guys running the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. We got a long way to go. So what you think there, Mr. Gael?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, it gives a ton more wiggle room for these drivers. That comfortability is going to be big for these guys to be able to do what they need to do to make that racing happen and to put themselves in the right place at the right time. So for me, qualifying, we talked about Daytona. I think much more important here at Talladega. I'm okay starting towards the back and we talked about that pit strategy opens up. You have that potential for trying to be that highest climber, things of that nature. So. I kind of like the idea of maybe trying to start a little bit further down in the running order. Looking at the field here right now, looks like we're going to be about, I think, mid-30s or so taking part in tonight's event. So I like the idea because, again, when you got those 40, 42, 43 drivers, it's a whole different story. As soon as you hit pit road, you got to hit your pit stall. But here with the field that we look like we're going to have tonight, you're going to have a couple of pit stalls buffer before you have to hit your pit mark. So I do like the opportunity that's going to present for some of these guys here tonight.
Just qualifying, as you say, is really good, and sometimes it's really bad. But some of the guys I know that like to start in the back do not like to qualify, like to stay out of trouble. But unfortunately, our past couple of weeks, all the bad stuff has been happening in the back. So actually, Gael, I kind of agree with you. Qualifying is very important.
So with that, qualifying has just completed. So with that, we got to take a look at our starting grid for tonight's event. And it's going to be Sebastian Mayer. He's going to get that bonus point, Matt. So add 1 to that number 23. Next to him, Jimmy Crow Jr. there at 7 thousandths of a second behind. Jackson Carr in third. Dean Wilkinson, Eric Laurie are top 5. And then continuing on the field, BK Anderson, Peter DeBorgia, Michael Spell, Cody Nagels, and JD Crow are top 10. Then you got Vicente Guerrero, Robert DuPont in 12th. On 13th, Patrick Groover, Jim Brooks, 14th, Bud Steele, Donald Stewart, Brian Grimm, Seth Groover, Donald Sadusky, Derrick Walker are top 20. And then Todd Merkel, Kevin LaChance, Randy Miner, Brandon Briggs. So we're going to try to get a chance to have a chat with Brandon as well. Again, one of our podium finishers last week. Weren't able to get an interview. Definitely want to have a chance to chat with him at some point tonight. Then you got Douglas Johnson, William George, Gabe Butler. Actually, Gabe not racing tonight, so he had to join in to do his admin duties in a different order tonight. So that one car won't be here tonight on track. Then you got Joseph Morales, Robert Rock, Jay Hilliard, Quabi Brooks, Andrew Schroeder, Bob Fitzgerald, Dan Harrington, Todd Siebels, and Noel Coors in 36th. And those will be our drivers. So it looks like scheduled probably about 35 cars here tonight, Matt, taking grid. And so, yeah, so looking at the playoff contenders, so you look at those ones that start towards the back to try to maybe gain some points. I look right off the bat, it's going to be the 53 of Quabi Brooks, the 45 of Todd Siebels are kind of in the catbird seat there, starting 31st and 35th, respectively.
As I look here, I see 5 playoff drivers right in the top 11. That's pretty big for those guys who really want to try and nail that bonus point, but it's very hard. Sebastian has just been on that qualifying spree ever since we started this. Hey, he's just amazing.
Yeah, he's a monster, say, in the race, in qualifying. And honestly, he's even said that, like, Daytona, he feels like that's his strongest qualifying track. But at Talladega, he's obviously found a way to get things going here as you see the field all starting to roll off to get that warm-up lap underway. So once again, 75 laps are scheduled distance. These cars, they have enough fuel to make it on a 2-stop strategy. So look for them probably pitting around 25 to 28 range. And then again, that fast pair of these guys, ideally they don't have to touch it at all, but they've got it in their back pocket should they need to, as you see the field all getting rolling out here to get things underway. All right, so yeah, it was a busy race weekend here, or busy race Sunday even for everybody here tonight. Matt, say we had Formula One back in action. Let's say IndyCar was at Texas for their first oval race, and then of course the Cup at the new Atlanta race. So say then maybe not quite as revered as some of these other guys, but now we got some super speedway racing here tonight at Talladega.
Yeah, I got the race on record, so I'm gonna watch the IndyCar race as soon as we get done here. So
I'll avoid spoilers for you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's saying, and that's the thing is it's just there's so much racing, so much difference. I say obviously Formula One brand new cars over there, Indy cars are first ovals, so kind of that whole new learning experience. And of course a brand new track for the Cup cars over there at Atlanta. And say also they were running the plate package there, so kind of the same thing gives a lot of differences over what they might be used to having there. Selfishly and personally, I prefer the old Atlanta. I like that worn out abrasive track where you run all over the place and have that off all the time. But it's hard to compete against super speedway racing. It's a very popular side of action. So we'll see. I say lots of racing left to go over there, so we'll see how it goes. They got one more race this season. However, we've got our racing about to kick off here, Matt. As it's going to be Sebastian Mayer and Jimmy Crow Jr. leading the field here to kick off the race here tonight.
Yeah, I totally 1,000% agree with you. I prefer that old worn-out racetrack. I miss it.
All right, so you see here's the field coming through the tri-oval. Again, initial start on the green flag, so once that flagman waves it, we will be underway. As there he goes, and here comes the field as we get underway. Start the race here. 75 laps are scheduled distance. And playoff race number 2. And again, you can watch the ticker over on the left side of your screen. Say if they're highlighted in green, those are the playoff drivers. So right now you see 3 in the top 10 right now with Sebastian Mayer, Michael Spell, Cody Nagels. And then you see a few others a hair further back there, like you see Quavi Brooks in 28th position. And we'll also see the 45 with Todd Siebels in the back as well. So it's like kind of, again, and really, really big thanks to Peter DeBorgia for helping me out with getting that nice little feature added. Makes it very easy to try to keep an eye on those playoff drivers over the course of tonight's race. But right now, though, out of 4 here, Matt, heading back to the start-finish line right now. Looking like Sebastian Marin's going to try to lead lap number 1, but he's got a pretty strong contender on the outside of Jackson Carr. It is tight at the line. I think Jackson may have just edged him at the line there.
I do see the third line moving. Carr almost got the wall.
Big bobble there by Patrick, yeah.
Yeah, I see Seth Groover, and looks like Donald Sadusky. Am I correct on that?
Yep, Donald Sadusky.
Getting that third line going.
He's in the Groover sandwich.
Yeah, hopefully I see more people will start going up to that third line here.
Yeah, JD Crow, he's already ready to make that happen as well. And that's the thing is, these guys who want to run that third lane, you always want to be the first to run that third lane. So, and that's what the thing is, once you see it form, that's when everybody's like, all right, let's do this. And then you'll get more and more drivers start to pop up. So once that 5 car of JD Crow, once he starts to get that momentum built up, you'll see, I think some of the guys will be watching their mirrors. Michael Spell, BK Anderson, Dean Wilkinson, they'll be eyeing that here and trying to see, okay, when's the right time to jump up and kind of take that momentum for myself. I'm saying this, you just got to make sure you time it at the right time, and ideally you want to time it off the exit of turns 2 or turn 4. That way you're on the straightaway, makes it a little easier. And there goes Dean Wilkinson. He saw it happening. He's going to peak up a little earlier than I thought. He wants to be the one to try to take advantage of that third lane early on here.
It kind of looked like, from my perspective, that third lane was almost kind of dying off or just for a minute there.
Yeah, so right now it's holding pretty steady at the moment. But right now, to me, I feel like the middle lane's been doing the best here at the start of this race. As soon as I say that, of course, you see Sebastian Marin gets a nice little push through the middle there, again, from Eric Laurie. But I'm Jackson Carlo and in the 97, the 39, and Jimmy Crow Jr., these guys are looking pretty stout in that middle lane. It looks like this time Sebastian for sure gets a lap lead there in that 23. So again, chalk up some more bonus points for that 23 car. That's at least 2 now so far with that pole, and of course being that lap lead. As right now, Michael Spell, Cody Nagel's the next closest to the front here, trying to get those bonus points as well.
Trying to look and see what my TW boys are running.
One's in third. Dean Wilkinson leading that outside line. But yeah, when you go back to playoff side of things, man, it's a different story. I say Todd Siebel's doing Todd Siebel's thing. He's kind of cruising at the very, very back of this pack here in that 45.
Yeah, he's very at the tail end. I don't like being there. The risk of losing the draft or someone disappearing right in front of you or something, I can't afford that risk.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk versus reward, and saying for Todd right now, he's thinking big picture, I think. And so yeah, so right now we basically got TW Motorsports kind of bookending the field here right now. Dean Wilkinson going for the lead there, saying then Todd Siebel's at the back of the field, just again playing it safe early on. So I think at this point, I think Dean, with being knocked out of the playoffs, he said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. We're going to race hard and have fun and just try to be up front. I say at that point for him, I mean, there's no point-to-points race for Dean, so why not just get after it and try to control this race? And again, maybe being in a different position at different points of the race, maybe learn some things and kind of picks up on some tricks that maybe some of the other guys do over the course of these races. So it's kind of, I think this is a great strategy for Dean here, and just being up front and going after this thing early on.
Yeah, there's the push that Dean Wilkinson's looking for from JD Crow there. Can't quite clear that second lane. Nope.
Yeah, just
I really think. Yeah, I really think you watch this backstretch here.
Yeah, so this is going to be Dean's opportunity. If they can get locked on here and push solidly. We can see right now, though, it's still that middle lane doing very well there. So with Jackson Carr leading it with Jimmy Crow Jr. pushing. Again, they got just to the nose ahead of that 97 car, but not enough to get around. So I'll say right now we've got that 3x3 train here. Looks like about 5 rows deep here. And then now I'm watching that 00. Brandon Briggs, we were talking about him, of course, one of our podium finishers last week. He's getting up into the mix here as well. So looking like we're about to add a 6th car to that 3x3 train.
Looks like he thought better of it. He's just right.
He rolled right back out, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
And that might be a thing, though. I say maybe, again, just trying to see, okay, how much can I pull up on the draft? When do I make a move to kind of get farther up there? And so it's like, okay, I flat-foot it here, and then I can get up to those guys and take, let's say, half a lap. It's like, okay, kind of in the back of your bank there later on. It's like, okay, if I drop back, I can make the move. And as you see, there goes Dean Wilkinson, though, Matt. You're just talking about him a lap ago. He does now clear that outside lane, and he gets to the middle, as now that's going to allow J.D. Crow to lead that third lane now.
Yeah, that's big for Dean. Hopefully get a lap lit here. That'd be huge for him.
I'll say, because, yeah, I mean, again, all these guys are going for everything here. Let's say points that being in the top 8 or not, you're still going to try to get the best results you can. And so, say for Dean, I think 9th in points is going to be his sights for that position. So, right now, as I said, we got 4 cars still running 3x3. Right now, actually, only one driver, Matt, in the top 10 in the playoffs here, and that is that 23 of Sebastian Marin. Cody Nichols is right there. He's in 11th, and that's where it starts to get pretty busy at the playoff contenders. As Dean Wilkinson clears the 23, he gets to the inside line, and then the outside, look at that third lane, it drops down to the second lane. So it's a kind of musical cars that as soon as the 5 saw the 55 went to the bottom, he knew he had space to the middle. So that's just how aware these guys are of kind of where they are, probably listening to their spotters to some extent. But I think they're also looking as well. Because I've noticed a lot of drivers, they really like to look left, look right to figure out, hey, am I 2 wide, am I 3 wide? If I'm 2 wide, how close is that car to me? Because you may be 2 wide, Matt, but there's no guarantee that inside car is running that yellow line. He could be running the middle groove. So you have to really know exactly where they are. And that's the thing, these guys really have done a great job of really nailing down where they are. As you see, there's Dean. He got that lap lead he wanted, and he's done. He's like, all right, I got my lap. I'll see you guys later.
What? I'm so confused, Dean. Why, brother?
Bonus points, that's saying. We've seen a lot of times these drivers do that. So you see he's going to try to roll back up here, and he's going to pick up some TW teammates there. I think the 101 of Randy Minor was next in line behind him. But that's now allowed J.D. Crow to get to the inside lane here in front of Sebastian Marin. Saying that's going to now, that outside line starting to fizzle a little bit, Matt. So we talked about the 3 to start things off there, the 01, the 19, and the 02. And now they're all stuck together here. Just the 3 of them, though. So we'll see if they can make anything happen. And that'll be the next question is, do we see more takers? We saw it earlier with everybody jumping up top to lead those guys. Do we see a Michael Spell, a B. Anderson? Do they want to hop up and try to lead that third lane next?
Gael, Todd Siebels is in danger of losing the draft here.
Yeah, it's actually, you're right. There's a pretty tight pocket here right now in the lead pack safely. Jay Hilliard, the last car in that number 59 machine, he's in a good spot. But then from him on back here, I'm watching Douglas Johnson. The 388. Okay. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Douglas is in the safe spot, but Randy Minor, he's about half a second back of those guys. Robert Rock now 7/10 back. So they got to get organized here. This is where the 53 probably has to start pushing that 101 a little bit to make sure that they don't fall off that pack. So usually about a second or so is kind of the ideal position to be in. So we'll keep an eye on the intervals right now, still showing about 3/4 of a second between that 171 and the 101 to try to stay on that lead pack.
Looks like that third.
We got
one in the wall.
The 09, the 048, that's going to bring out the yellow right in front of the field. Oh, the 60 of Joseph Morales, he gets a piece of that as well as he heads into pretty hard to that inside wall. So not sure what happened between those two up front. There's William George and Andrew Schroeder. But I believe with all of that going on, somehow might just be 3 cars involved in this, say, from what I can see quickly here. We'll go back and we'll take a look here. So I'm not sure what exactly happened there with Andrew Schroeder and William George. That's really where it kicked off here. Let me go back a little bit here. We'll focus. Yeah, you can already see they already made contact. So let's back it up a little further yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knew he was there. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I say once again, I try to get to it. I'm still too far forward, so let's back it up. We'll go the old-fashioned way here to back it up and take a look.
Yeah.
So we're watching that 048 and we're watching that 09 here. You see Andrew Schroeder, he's on the middle lane there, and you got the 09 to his outside, and then. Yeah, it's kind of like you said, Matt. It just looks like he starts to drift up, and either that car got really tight or did not realize that the '09 was out there. And yeah, unfortunately, I'd say William George, kind of an innocent bystander there. And then at that point, everybody's just, you're trying to recover and react. And you see those two catch that inside, or sorry, the outside wall here. And then a little further back, I say you'll see the 60 of Joseph Morales was just wrong place, wrong time. Everybody's kind of trying to jump around, try to find where they need to go. And so you can see, I mean, he's going to have a ton of smoke in front of him. You see Quabi Brooks has to make a sharp left there to avoid that, the '08 as well. And then the hole just closes before the 60 is able to peek through there. So just tough break there. Say you see the opening, and then you lose it. And Dean Wilkinson inches between that 60 and the 55. There's Dean snuck on through here. But we're under yellow, Matt, and we have pit stops with Jackson Carr leading the field.
I'm not sure if anybody stood out or not. I did not take a look.
Now it looks like everybody on pit road here, so no strategies here. The only strategy is going to be topping off on the one to go or tires or fuel only. And looks like fuel only for Jackson Carr, Sebastian Marin, Seth Groover. So it looks like no big strategies so far here early on. But Jackson Carr going to hold on to that track position. And then we'll go back and look at drivers maybe who have some damage to repair on their cars. And looking at a longer pit stop here, the 53 of Quabi Brooks, one of our playoff contenders. He's been on pit road for about 30 seconds now, so maybe some damage to that 53 that we didn't see earlier, maybe some contact from behind. But long pit stop for him. We know Joseph Morales was involved. He's got up to about 30 seconds now on his pit stop. Everybody else about 17, 18 seconds. Todd Siebel's about an 18-second stop. So I don't know if you're able to look, Matt. One thing we talk about again is bonus points, and so there are bonus points for an incident-free race. So as after that incident, are you able to check if any of our playoff contenders maybe got involved in that and have either a couple incident points next to their names?
Yes, I do. I can tell you right now. Sebastian Marin's got a little mark on his name, so no bonus points will be awarded to him. Other than that, that's it.
And that's surprising to say. We've seen Sebastian Marin up front in control, so not sure where the incident came from with him, but so that's going to hurt the 23 car. Say we talked about bonus points, and I can't remember if it's 3 or 5 over here on the Sunday series, but I mean we talk about how every point matters, and say we'll pull up once more here the playoffs coming into tonight. With Cody Nagel's a 3-point lead over Todd Siebel's 7 over Peter DeBorgia, Sebastian 13 out. So he's going to get 1 to the good on everybody else just for the fact that he won the pole position. So say he'll have that one that the other guys can't kind of match or take from him. But yeah, so that's definitely a hit for that 23 here.
Yeah, I can answer that question for you. He made contact with somebody in the pits when he was trying to enter his.
Oh yeah, that's a tough call to have, unfortunately. And say there have been rumblings about potential changes to rules on pit road entry and exits, be it under yellow or green. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. However, Seth Groover here trying to find his pit stall now. He's got it nailed down, and I think that's part of what happened with Seth as well. There was I think he may have actually missed his pit stall in the first attempt around. So say he's going to get service done now. And he's going to have plenty of friends behind him, though. I mean, you see Derrick Walker there, Dean Wilkinson, they're all topping off. So they're just getting a little bit of extra fuel here. So they're going to try to get back up and running here. And I'm going to take a look at this paint scheme for Derrick Walker because I saw all the colors on it. And it's, Jalopy After Hours. Okay, I was curious about what that was on the hood there. So, yeah, that we'll see. I'm always get a little nervous when you got after hours paint schemes on cars. So maybe not one for the kids to take a look at. We'll just play it safe there on that one. But I know he's got great support on YouTube. So for those that are supporters of that number 20 of Derrick Walker, you can maybe let us know if that's going to be a family friendly Twitch after hours event or not. But
no damage to that 53. It was just I guess he wanted to just start in the back when he came off pit road.
Yeah, and also topped off on that one to go. So so basically we have from Seth Groover on back on the one to go. They went ahead and pitted. Everybody else pitted under that yellow. Looking at the numbers here, Matt, I think we still are in a 2-stop window. And actually, so Peter DeBorgia not being highlighted green again this week. I thought I had fixed it, so you're right. Thank you for that. So I'll have to fix Peter here real quick, but we're about to get going here once again, Matt. It's going to be the 97 and the 23 leading the way.
He's watching you.
I appreciate them holding my feet to the flames. I mean, I say if I'm going to be doing this, I got to be doing it well. So we'll get Peter fixed up here in just a moment. As I say, again, we're going to restart this thing on lap number 15 of 75 here. So the big difference here, Matt, is that 97 of Jack's car, he's got control of this restart, can go as early or wait till that flag drops. I suspect he'll wait till the flag drops, keep that field locked on tight to him, but we'll wait and see as they come through the tri-oval here.
Looks like he's going to go on the flag. No reason to take off early.
Yeah, I think that's the right call for him there. So we're going to get things rolling again as they're waiting for that starter to wave the flag. As you can see, now it's down, and here they go, getting back underway. Starting lap number 15 as we get back.
It looks like he really didn't get out of when the green. I saw a little bit of delay there. It almost allowed Sebastian Mayer to clear to 97.
Yeah, Sebastian had a great run there. So we'll see if the momentum continues off of turn number 2 here. But right now, these guys are going after it. So yeah, so right now Sebastian's just got the nose ahead here. Not sure if it's enough to clear as of yet. And there he goes. He clears, gets a great push from BK Anderson.
Great to see BK up front.
All right. Let's say while we're doing that on the restart there, so I was making some quick adjustments. So now Peter's formally and officially a playoff driver. So thank you, Brian, for catching that for me. I'll say hopefully the dash P on the next name is helping a little bit as well, but we're all good to go once again. Hopefully everybody's correct now. So yeah, it's pretty embarrassing when the guy who helped you set this up don't have him set up correctly there. But you're right though, Matt. It is great to see BK Anderson up front here and in contention here. So again, still lots of racing to go, but always good to see him up front here. This ain't always also of course got some support on YouTube as well. So it's always a lot of fun seeing the supporters. Say it looks like Sydney Hoskins, a supporter of that 32, who I believe led that lap that time around.
I really hate to bring like a commentator's curse or anything, but we got a wreck here.
Oh yeah, I see down in the back stretch there. Oh, there's a contact in the back there. As we're gonna go back under yellow, and I think it may have been it was the 78 of Donald Stewart that went around. I saw another car involved there. Not sure who it was. We'll go back and we'll take a closer look at it there. But yeah, unfortunately,
that's not good for him. He's a playoff contender.
Yeah, that is a playoff contender. So that's going to be that bonus points out of the running there for Donald. Let's go try to find what exactly happened to this.
Ooh. Wow.
Let's back it down a little bit. We'll find Donald Stewart here.
Go right on Todd Merkel.
So yeah, we're right there now. So we're gonna pick it up. It looks like actually I think something kicked off just before this. I'm gonna watch that 00 there. So yeah, it looks like the 00 had a little moment entering turn number 1. Again, we're focusing on the 78 there on the inside line, that all black Ford Mustang. But you see right here, the 00 has a little bit of a movement there. Not sure if that's a netcode situation or not, but I think that may have then kind of caused a bit of an according. Yeah, you see the 09, he drops down to try to avoid that. That sends the 2 into the 78 of Donald Stewart, and then for Donald, unfortunately, there's just nothing he can do. You can see he does a great job of trying to keep that car pointing in the right direction here. So just kind of perpendicular with the track. But then at some point, that car is going to start to head right back up the track. And I think that's who I saw there was the 08. Actually, not as bad of a shot as I thought with Bob Fitzgerald. So I think as a whole, this is going to be not as bad as I expected, Matt. Say when you spin like that in front of the field. So, I mean, again, definitely a shout out to Donald there for able to hang the bottom as well as he did. It's so easy to drive that car back up the track. But definitely, that's definitely gonna be a tough hit for that 78 car. One, obviously losing the bonus points, but then of course also having to get damage repairs done to that machine. So we'll jump back up front here though, Matt, because we got pit stops underway, and it looks like it's once again gonna be a busy place here. Nobody's staying out here. And I'm gonna do some quick math as well under this yellow, because the way these guys are pitting here makes me think that maybe they're thinking that there's something they can do here.
I really don't think they can make it in 2 more stops.
I'm gonna be, well, yeah, I'm gonna be the, what do you call it, the devil's advocate here, Matt. I think they can do it. So basically, we're gonna restart right around, I believe, lap 21, which is gonna leave us 55 laps to go on that restart. And if they can go 28 laps on a tank, Matt, they can make it on 1 more stop. So it's going to take a lot of strategy, a lot of saving, and honestly, and I think you're going to have to find somebody to kind of be that person to draft off of. So I'm liking this idea, and this is a really good strategy right here, Matt. Something I just caught right here is Peter DeBorgia. He drove through the pits, did not hit his pit stall, just drove through, and with the location of the start-finish line at Talladega, he gets a lap lead. So he's going to get a lap lead in that 26 car, but then he can drive straight back onto pit road here and get service done without a penalty. Because again, it's as long as you drive through, you can pit the second time around. If you stayed out, however, then that forces your hand where you're going to have to go ahead and stay out that second time around. So Peter DeBorgia, he gets a very important lap lead in that 26 car, but then also is going to be able to get some fuel in that machine and be on par with the rest of the field. We do have a few other takers that stayed out here. Bud Steele, Todd Siebels, and Dan Harrington all stayed out, so they will not be able to pit unless they drove through like the 26 did. But yeah, I really, really like that strategy call by Peter here.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't be able to think of. I would just stop in my stall and just wouldn't even think of it. That's pretty smart.
And the thing is, this is the only track that it would work at. Daytona, it doesn't matter because you're going to be, the start-finish line's in the middle of the pit lane, whereas here at Talladega, that pit lane being at the exit of pit road, it works in perfection there. So yeah, so great call by Peter. I'm sure we'll see him duck off here as he does. Looks like Dan Harrington going to do the same. So it's actually going to be Bud Steele, Todd Siebels are going to be the 2 that stayed out. And I say this is Todd's opportunity here as well. He needs to get a good restart here, see if he can get around that 6 car, get a lap lead, and then I think we'll see Todd do similar to Dean, kind of drop back and get back to his kind of game plan. The only thing, though, is this does force these 2 drivers here that they will have to make 2 more stops to the end. But I really think we're going to see some drivers here try to make it on 1 more stop, depending on how these cautions fall the rest of the way.
Here's something quite interesting. I never see Todd Siebels up toward the front. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I think this is Todd's strategy here. Is that, okay, we're still in a fuel window. I think that's where Todd's going here. Is it's only about a 5-6 lap difference between himself and the rest of the field there, of course, with a couple being under yellow. So he's not at a big field hindrance here. Like I said, it is on the edge of the fuel window. So I do like that potential. But yeah, so for Todd, I think it's exactly what, well, here's my prediction. I think he tries to get a lap lead in that 45, and then as soon as he gets that lap lead, I think he drops straight to the back.
Straight to the back, yep. I think you're correct on that one, but we'll see.
And then on pit road still, unfortunately, Bob Fitzgerald, Joseph Morales on pit road still, so those drivers are multiple laps down. And then right now, Randy Minor, the last driver on the lead lap here. Mentioned the 40, or the, sorry, where did he go? So I got to find my timing and scoring. And the driver last involved in that incident there. Where is he? He's hiding from me. There's Donald Stewart. He is in 27th position, also topping off. That car looks awful clean, Matt. I think he may have went ahead and chose to use that fast repair there. So that's going to make Donald have to keep it clean the rest of the way here.
Well, as I was trying to say before I was interrupted by the yellow flag, I said Eric Laurie is on kind of a hot streak of finishing podiums here. But he's running 4th, but we'll see at the end. I really don't want to bring the commentator's curse on him.
Yeah, listen, I think there was a little bit of commentator's curse as well in some actual racing tonight, so I feel a little less bad about that myself. So, yeah, so it's going to be fun to see. But, again, up front here, Bud Steele, he's going to control this restart, Matt. I think for Bud here, same thing. I don't see any real teammates right with him. I think TW and Roswell, they work well together, but I don't think they're in the same Discord, so I think we're going to wait for that green flag to fly, and then we will get things back underway. as we'll jump over to that starter cam and take a good look at it. As you can see, so many single file cars there, Matt, that went ahead and took that top off on the one to go. And yep, sure enough, they wait for that green flag to fly, and we are down and away. A lot of movement there from the field, a little about mid-pack on. But
yeah, a little accordion effect.
Right now, it looks like BK Anderson, Bud Steele, kind of the lonely two up front. We'll see now, can that number 45 Todd Siebels, can he get the push he needs from Eric Laurie? Again, he wants to get that all-important bonus point here right off the bat.
I think he may get it because Michael Spell's not up to the backup bumper of BK Anderson. Here comes a huge run down the backstretch with Eric Laurie pushing Todd Siebels.
Yeah, I think Cody Nichols had the same thought. He's like, hey, if I can jump to the top side, I can do something here.
Whoa, that was really close. Oh, my goodness.
All this momentum, it's allowed the inside lane to surge back forward here. So right now it's going to continue to be Bud Steele leading the way. But you're right, though, a lot of movement here. And again, I mean, this is also for Michael Spell. Again, he's got to think about bonus points if he gets the opportunity in the 88 machine. So right now it still continues to be BK Anderson and Bud Steele up front. But I think, as I said, I think we're starting to see these guys make those moves to try to get that bonus point. And see Jim Brooks, he's locked on to that 88 as well. So say you see Michael, he's peeking up there. He wants to make that move, but he won't have the 51 behind him because he didn't have the room there. So we'll watch, so can Michael Spell get the push he needs from Todd Siebels. And here comes Cody Nichols, a big push from Donald Sadusky.
Yeah, here comes a big push. I know Todd is really after them bonus points.
A little bit tight there for the 88. Drift up just a bit towards the 06, but they stay in one piece there. But right now, again, I think just it seems like advantage still with the inside, and not hard to believe there. Again, we talk about how good of a pusher BK Anderson is there, as now Michael's starting to get the momentum he needs. Not enough to get there at the line, but now noses ahead as they head back into turn number one. So I'd say this is where Todd and Michael need to work together at least one more lap to try to get that 88 to the front. But man, these guys are tight here, as we still got a ton of racing to go, only starting on lap number 23.
Lots of pushing, lots of shoving right now.
Yeah, right now it's actually Cody Nagels getting the push just a nose ahead right now. Not enough to clear though, so right now it's going to stay as it is as they go with 3x3. See, I think Sadusky getting hot had to drop off a little bit to try to get some fresh air into that 19 car. But this is definitely Michael's best chance here now as they come through the start-finish line after the trial here. This might be what the 88 was looking for, see if he can snag that lap lead here.
Sorry about that. I have kitty issues.
And he did get there. Oh, you're fine. So Michael Spell does lead up, so put a bonus point to the 88 there. So that's another one of our playoff contenders able to get that lap led. So now, though, you know Todd Siebels is saying, hey, man, I pushed you to one. Find a way to make this happen for me. I need to get a lap led myself here before I put myself, because, again, this is probably not what Todd was hoping for. He wanted to get that lap led and get straight to the back, I presume. Right now, Cody Nagel is getting that big push down the back here as they enter turn 3. Once again, just not quite enough to clear there. So once again here, we stay 3x3 as they come out of 4. We're going to start lap number 25 this next time around.
Boy, that's making me a little bit, yeah, it's making me a little bit nervous. Just a little bobble by the 45 there.
So right now we've got 3 playoff drivers in the top 10, but again, they're starting to kind of move around just a little bit. But the thing we're not talking about right now, Matt, again, is the strategy on the pit stops here. Those guys that topped off on the one to go. And I mean, I'm looking at some of those guys that were up front early. I mean, look back where Sebastian Marin is. He's back in 28th position here, just full cruise control right now. Right now, our furthest up that topped off looks to be about Todd Merkin, the 2 on the outside lane. Patrick Gruber kind of on the inside in the 01, a nice little comfortable spot as well. So again, this is all based on things going green, but I like where the 01 is here. You're right outside the 3x3 battles. You got a nice gap behind you as well. So again, I think these guys are definitely playing the field numbers game. Because again, if we go green, I do think we're going to have a handful of drivers that can make this number happen to get to a one-stopper.
If they do, that'd be pretty incredible, because I really don't think they'll make it.
Up front, there's probably not a lot of these guys that can make it. I think these guys are running way too hard to be able to save any fuel. I mean, at this point, you got the 6, the 88, and the 06. These guys are foot to the floor. There's absolutely zero fuel savings. But everybody on back there are able to probably roll out of the throttle a little bit, especially the inside line. We always talk about that as well. The inside line, you're able to kind of get that checkups on the inside lane, so it really lets you slow things up. And saying this is Todd Siebels, I think, realizing he wasn't going to be able to get around the 88 on the middle lane, so he's going to try to pick up that number 06 of Cody Nagels. Can Cody push the 45 in front of Michael Spell? As right now he gets just a nose ahead, but again, not quite enough to do so, as these guys continue to stay 3 by 3. But I like the strategy here from Todd here. Didn't work in the middle lane. 88 got in front of him. So now this gives the 45 a new opportunity here.
He's going to need a lot of help from Cody Nagels there.
Yeah, Sam. I mean, the thing is, Cody, a very, very talented pusher, but I think, though, as every lap winds on here, I say this is probably where Todd is just getting a little bit more antsy, probably a little more, honestly, frustrated a little bit, too, in that 45. Just wanting to, I think wanting to get that lap led and then kind of just let things play out as he loves to do in these races and just be there at the end. So I'll say right now, Todd's kind of doing what Dean Wilkinson was earlier. He's the one that's leading that outside lane, as we saw Dean do so from the get-go. But yeah, right now they continue to stay 3 by 3. I'm not sure if
Todd he led that lap.
I was going to ask. I wasn't sure if he got there at the line, but the thing is now he's stuck where he is, man. He can't just pull over and say, okay, go on by, guys, because he's at the top of a very strong pack of cars here. So he's going to have to find a way to get to the bottom if he wants to get out of this big pack.
Now, I believe he's stuck where he needs to be now. So make the most of it, Todd, there.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like, well, you're here, man, so figure out, get comfortable, and keep doing what you're doing. But right now, though, we do have the whole field. They are still locked on together from first to 32nd in this lead pack. As right now it continues to be Bud Steele doing a great job on the inside line. BK Anderson, I think, being his best friend there as that pusher. But yeah, like I said, Matt, with 45 getting a lap led, that's also a great opportunity for him. So that leaves now, I believe, 4 of our playoff drivers of the 8 that have gotten a bonus point for a lap led there, being Sebastian Marin there, the 26 up here to Borgia, Michael Spell, and now most recently Todd Siebels in that 45.
Let's see whose paint scheme that was. I think it's Derrick Walker's scheme. That is a very interesting scheme.
Yeah, the after hours. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I say, Knight, we did get a little bit of insight from some of his fans on the YouTube chat. So sometimes it is, but it is after hours. So yeah. So maybe as we got contact up front, it's not going to matter. Big wreck up front here, and this is by far a big one here at Talladega. It's going to be one of those ones that's going to be easier to know who wasn't in it versus was, as this was a huge one at the very, very front of the field here. Unfortunately, that's going to bring out our yellow on lap number 30.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that was a big, big one right coming to the start-finish line. So we'll go back because, let's say, again, it's easier to figure out who wasn't in it than was at this point, it's going to feel like. So we're going to take one more look at it here. So it looks like, I'm trying to see where exactly it all kicked off here, but we'll back it up a little bit here. And we're going to watch towards the front of the pack here. But then what I'm going to do is actually, I think we're going to see it through the trial. Probably our best view might even be, we'll take a look right here. And actually, you can see right now, Matt, you look at where the 88 of Michael Spell is, look where the 071 of Eric Laurie is. There's just too much separation between these guys here. So say, well, actually, we'll go back over here and we'll slow things down again once a little bit more. But yeah, and you see Michael try to get back down there, and just there wasn't the space between Eric Laurie, Michael Spell, and unfortunately, you see that gets them down into Jim Brooks, and then that kind of that back and forth there, that slams them right into Cody Nagels there, the 19 of Donald Sadusky. And then, man, just at this point, it's kind of anybody's guess where everybody's going to kind of pile through here. We'll take a look to see what our flagman sees here, because that was a massive incident as they come through the start-finish line. You see, it looks like 3 come through unscathed, but then from there on back, I mean, just look at the carnage here coming across the start-finish line. As you can see, there's definitely some cars in the back able to woe things down. But one thing, Matt, though, that's the 45 Todd Siebels, he was in front of all of it, so that being up front actually winds up just being a blessing in disguise. There's to see everybody else here just rolling it up and getting through unscathed. So some guys in the back, they got through. Three of them up front were able to get by it as well. So that puts us under yellow though, and it looks like pit stop wise though, everybody in. Now it's going to be watching to see who has to take those fast repairs or who can get some damage repaired manually.
Well, that fuel saving idea is gone out the window now.
Yep, that strategy is done and over. Now everybody's good to go on one more stop. And then, yeah, looking at pit stops here, it looks like early pit stops for Seth Gruber. And actually, no, I think Seth and William George might be out of it tonight. That may have been their race, unfortunately, for the 09 and the 02. Looking at pit stops, it looks like about a 26-second stop for the 53 of Quabi Brooks. And I do see a little bit of a right rear crinkle to that 53 card, Matt. And we'll jump a little further back. Dan Harrington, I think he's had a little bit of damage as well in the 82. He was in pit road for about 34 seconds. And Randy Miner, Jay Hilliard, slightly longer stops for these guys. Oh, Eric Laurie, that front clip completely gone. I don't think that one's going to be able to be limped around and stay without that fast repair for Eric Laurie here. We'll see. He's done it before. He's had a podium before with the front clip missing, but not feeling too confident about that one myself. And then Jackson Carr, lengthy pit stop as well in that 97 machine. So, yeah, definitely had some tough sledding there for drivers. But, Matt, once again, though, maybe if I can pull up your magic expertise, our playoff drivers, who is still able to stay unscathed and have that 0 incident point race for those bonus points?
Okay, as follows, Vicente Guerrero is he's got 0x so far. Marin has a strike against him. Todd Siebels is 0x. Quabi Brooks, 0x. Donald Stewart, not eligible. Cody Nagels, he has a strike against him.
Oh, yeah, he was in that one and in a big way.
And Michael Spell has a strike against him.
Yeah, as he was also in the incident, as does Eric Laurie. So, so that leaves basically then Vicente Guerrero, Todd Siebels, Quabi Brooks as our potential bonus point recipients for having an incident-free race. Again, we talked about the bonus points. I mean, they will come into play. So what we see now, though, is, again, we see with those numerous drivers, fast pairs and such, Vicente's worked his way up now into the top 10, up into 7th. Michael Spell able to get back up and out quickly in the 9th position, so he's still in the thick of this as well, as is the 06 there of Cody Nagel. So a lot of fast pairs there for sure, Matt. So now it's going to be these guys are going to have to play nice the rest of the way and try to avoid. I mean, and that's the thing is, I mean, there's only so much you can do to avoid these incidents, but he's going to have to try to find a way to stay out of these remaining any incidents in this remaining second half of the race, as we're about to restart this thing on lap number 33.
Yeah, I was just a little bit concerned about Eric Laurie there. Missing that front clip you said, but we've seen him get a podium before, but I don't know.
Well, he's all better now. I think he...
Did he take that fast repair?
Yep. He's magically got a whole brand new front end on that car. So yeah, so I think he went ahead and he took that fast repair as well. So he's gonna have to play nice and be careful the rest of the way. And it does change your strategy a little bit. But like I said though, I mean that Todd Siebels, his hand was forced there. He wanted to get the bonus point. He was stuck up front there, but was the first car in the outside line to clear through the incident. Cody Nagels, the driver pushing him, was not so lucky. So for Todd, being up front actually wound up being a blessing in disguise for that 45 here.
Now, Mr. Siebels, I know you watched the broadcast during the race. You gonna stay up front more often?
No, I think he saw plenty of his teammates avoid that wreck in the back. So I think he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go back where I feel comfortable. So pit stop wise though, everybody there pitted, Matt, under lap 30 or 31. Like we said, at this point, it is a one-stop race to the finish. So up front, though, you see everybody's starting to bunch up just a little bit once again here. But it's going to be, again, here, now BK Anderson leading the field. 6 of Bud Steele to his outside. Then got Robert DuPont and Brian Grimm in row number 2. There's the green flag is out, and we are back and underway here. Lap number 33 of 75, so not quite halfway yet. So that being said, though, it seems like every time we get these restarts, we've got a different TW driver up front, Matt. Now it's Brian Grimm in the 40 able to push Bud Steele to the front, and then now Brian's got Jimmy Crow Jr. behind him in that number 39. So it seems like every restart, first it was the 55 Dean Wilkinson, then we saw Todd Siebels, now we got Brian Grimm from the TW Motorsports camp up front. So just seems like every restart's a different one of the guys up front trying to control this race. So kind of fun to see these guys mix it up a little bit here and there, and just maybe trying to do some different strategies. But look at back here though, Cody Nagels, I say that incident's not going to deter him. He jumps straight to the top here, but he's going to pick up somebody that's going to want to lead that outside line. That's going to be Andrew Schroeder here. And as things, once they see the momentum shift to that third lane, Matt, everybody's going to want to be a part of it. So it's going to be that 048 here now leading the way on that third lane.
Yeah, it looked like for a minute there he was gonna choose the second lane, but he thought better of it. And he saw Cody Nagels, and you know how good Cody Nagels is pushing. So, just a little bit of a bobble there. Looks like that third lane is falling apart.
Yeah, big bobble there, and Cody's had to drop straight to the apron, or not to the apron, sorry, to the middle lane there. So that's going to have to force these guys to regroup and get that third lane back going. But yeah, something happened that they didn't like, because I mean, you can see also Peter DeBorgia, he's gone straight to the yellow line there to get to the inside. So right now it goes back to 2x2 with Brian Grimm and Bud Steele at the front. Brian leading that last lap there again with the help of Jimmy Crow Jr. behind him. Saying same thing for Michael Spell. Say he's going to shake off that incident there on that last caution. He's now right in the thick of it, right by the top 5 here next to Robert DuPont. And also Jay Hilliard, another one of the TW Motorsports drivers. He's worked his way up into that top 10 battle as well. So right now, one of our highest climbers at the moment with 23 positions gained for that number 59.
Whoa, that was a big move by the 01. Jumped straight to the top, and he's going straight to the back.
Yeah, so I think Patrick's got some strategies under his belt here as he's going to drop to the inside. Unfortunately, he's lost his helper with his brother in the 02 of Seth Gruber, so now he's going to have to try to find some more teammates to work with. I mean, we know how good they are when they get the opportunities to work together, but even just the one of them, they'll be able, if they can find the right partner, they will definitely do some damage in this race. So right now, Patrick's going to have to try to find his drafting help and his drafting buddy. But right now, though, we stay 2x2 for the most part up front. And it looks like we have the entire top 29 right now in this lead pack here. Unfortunately, Brendan Briggs with some pretty heavy damage with his previous incident. He's right now kind of off on his own in that 0-0. So not the week after having a podium finish that he was looking for in that 0-0 car.
Speaking of falling to the back, I see Jimmy Crow in the 39 just falling straight to the back. Looks like they would just lead a lap and just fall to the back here, guy up.
Yeah, so BK Anderson made the perfect timing there, jumped in front of Brian Grimm and easily cleared that 6 of Bud Steele. So now BK in the front. He's going to drop to the inside, so that's going to shift that momentum once again to that second group with Michael Spell and Brian Grimm. I'm wondering if this, again, maybe some strategy starting to form up here, Matt. We talked about the fuel mileage. As Brian gets right back to the inside in front of BK, so maybe didn't quite pan out the way the 32 was hoping for there. But now we got that third lane here.
Look at that push by the Gruber. Look at that push. Oh, he had a huge run down that third line out. Looks like the momentum died off.
Well, I'll say, but it's going to pick up a little more, and I get the 5 of JD Crow. He's going to hop up there and try to help that third lane as well. So it's only a matter of time there. And once again, though, it was that 48 there. He saw the momentum shift. He wanted to be the one to take advantage of it. So he's also going to try to take that third lane going. I'll say, I don't see our 37 of Keith Horner, if I'm not mistaken, here tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sad.
maybe let's say maybe Andrew Schroeder kind of channeling his inner Keith Horner here, trying to take that third lane every opportunity he gets. Oh, is he a big move to the apron there by that 08 there of who is that? Bob Fitzgerald here. I think. Oh yeah, he's a few laps down, just trying to get out of the way of the sleep pack here.
Yeah, it's a smart idea.
So we're back up 3x3. Looks like about 4 rows deep here at the moment. But right now, like I said, the inside line's still doing a great job, and honestly, I think that's due to the pushing again of BK Anderson. I mean, he's been the one to kind of keep these guys at the front of this field here for the most part tonight. So not surprised at all. So right now, BK, probably Brian Grimm's best friend at this point in the race, as he just crossed the halfway.
Yeah, BK is one of the guys that very good dude. I've talked to him quite a few times post-race and pre-race. Probably one of the nicest dudes you ever talked to. If you ever get to know him personally. Very smart racer. He knows what's up.
Yeah, I'm looking a little bit back, Matt, because we've got them starting to get some separation here. And look at this third 388 of Douglas Johnson. And it's actually some of our big hitters here. I mean, we got some of the TW Motorsports drivers. We've got some of the Dale Cup and Bootknocker team here as well. So a little surprised to see these guys drop back as far as they have here. But maybe, again, knowing some of these guys were involved in that previous incident, they say, hey, we got to keep this thing clean to the end. So right now, we've got kind of a second pack here. Eric Laurie starting to drop to that back as well at Randy Minor. So kind of interesting. It's really started to thin this field out towards the very, very front. I'm saying it, and it looks like that third lane starting to fizzle out, though, Matt. It looks like we're back to 2x2 for the most part. So that third lane just wasn't quite enough to make it happen here. But I am definitely surprised, though, to see these guys drop as far back as they have. I think that's what Todd Siebels has seen here. He's like, I don't want to drop it this far back, guys. Let's go back after it here. So you see the 45, 55, and 171 of Robert Rock. Those TW teammates are going to try to push their way back to the front.
Patrick Groover is not giving up.
Oh,
he
no.
is refusing to let that third line die. And here goes Cody Nichols, jumped up straight to the top.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for Cody as well. Again, I don't think Cody's led a lap here, so you get a good pusher like that 01 behind you. And I mean, this is definitely the opportunity that you're looking for here. So yeah, the 06, he's going to get a good run here out of turn number 2. If he can clear Michael Speld, maybe drop to that middle lane, that would be the best opportunity for that 01, or for the 06 here with that 01 behind you. But right now they're holding pretty even here down the back. Oh, these guys are tight, man. I was watching the 59 Jay Hilliard right on the bumper through 3 and 4. So you can push in the turns. It's just a little hairy at times. But, man, these guys are going at it again. We've just crossed halfway, so, I mean, there's still a lot of racing to go here, but they are going after it tooth and nail. And at the line, still going to be the 40 Brian Grimm leading that lap. Cody had a little nose over Michael Spell, but, again, not enough to clear entering turn number 1 here. So we're going to stay 3x3 here as these guys continue to try to battle for that track boost and those bonus points.
Yeah, I get nervous. Like, say if I'm the 59 and you're directly pushing the 88, you cannot see nothing. You can't see your right and you can't see your left, and it's very hard to concentrate and to see who's who, who's where, and it's just that's why you're swerving back and forth, because you have no idea. You got no clue. So your best bet, your best bet is just hold it there and hope for the best. That's how I take it.
Yeah, that's right. We'll hop on board here on the cockpit of that 88 here of Jake Hilliard. So we'll watch as he goes through to get again the 39. As I was saying, there's the clear though. That 06, he drops to the inside in front of Michael Spell, so that's going to give him a good opportunity here, try to get that lap led. But you're right though. I mean, you really don't. And saying right now, he's got about maybe a half a car length or so between himself and the 88 now. But yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot. And then saying when they make that move, you try to follow them along. So. But right now, so it's actually Patrick really getting a big push in that third lane. Oh. He's cleared the 06 of Cody Nagels. And yeah, Cody's going to be thinking, man, it's like, what do I have to do to get a lap led in this race? So right now, Cody just has not had the breaks that he's been hoping for. But that's just what you're going to get from a big push from JD Crow that we're used to seeing pretty frequently. Yeah,
it's nothing new to this series. Hopefully, you can push Patrick up there, and that way Patrick will slide up top. But PK Anderson is a hell of a good pusher, though.
Yeah, he is, but it looks like he's maybe just far enough ahead. Nope, he's going to stay on that outside lane there tight. Even that third car, Michael Spell, is right on the 06 as well. So that's when you always get nervous. Is kind of the general rule of thumb with iRacing is you don't want to push the pusher. If you're the 06, you can push the 01, but you don't want to be getting hit from behind when you're locked onto that car in front of you, because it usually ends in disaster. So they were tight. They were just close enough, but still making it work here. Right now, it's that 01 and the 40 here going for the lead here as we're at lap number 45 this time around.
Yeah, if I was Cody Nagels, I'd be super frustrated right now trying to get that lap led.
Yeah, he's been doing everything he can, just hasn't panned out from yet. But I say we still got plenty of racing to go. I mean, and we still have a pit stop to go as well, Matt. So I mean, One good pit stop, and that can change the entire complexion of his race on that bonus point side of things as well. So right now, say again, we're on 45 to 75. So next time around, we will be at 30 to go here. And that's when we gotta start thinking about 5 more laps, Matt. That fuel window is going to start coming into play. These guys, they can go over 25 laps. You see the 01, he's going to clear the 40. He drops to the inside line. But these guys, they can go over 25 laps on fuel, Matt. So basically, I would say at 25 to go, that window realistically probably open for these guys in the next 5 laps. So that's going to be the next question. When will we see our first takers if we get to that point?
I was just checking to see where our playoff drivers are running. Let's see, across the line.
We got 5 of the 8 of them actually, Matt, outside the top 20 right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Vicente Guerrero, he's 14th. He's kind of been hanging around, just mind his own business, just almost having a Todd Siebel's type race, not really sticking his nose there, not stirring up anything. But Quavi Brooks is in 21st, Todd Siebel's in 22nd, Donald Stewart in 25th, and Sebastian Marin 27th, and Peter DeBorgia in 26th.
So 5 of the 8 right there together. But I think it might happen here, Matt. I think the 06 Cody Nichols may finally get that left lead he was looking for, but Michael Spell is looking to try to spoil it, and he's going to spoil it.
Wow.
06 still can't get that lap lead as Michael Spell's going to clear the 06. It looked like Cody had everything done correctly there, but just didn't quite have what he needed to clear and get the lead at the line. So now does he have an opportunity? No, he can't get to the outside of the 59 because the inside line has checked up once again. So, I mean, that was, you saw the bonus point. It's staring right in the face. And, yeah, man, that's, like you said, the frustration is just going to keep ramping up here for that 06 car. But again, still plenty of racing to go. And so, I mean, pit strategy could come into play as well. If he can maybe go a lap later than some other these guys, or maybe a lap earlier, get a good pit stop, that could put him in the catbird seat. But right now, he's just going to try to shove this 88 to the front a little further. Maybe can hop up in front of that 59 of Jay Hilliard, who we've been talking about earlier.
But you got to think a bigger picture here. Would you rather have that one bonus point or finish like 23rd wrecked? I'd rather finish a nice little top 5 and just be incident free.
Yeah, and that's definitely the ideal. So unfortunately, he doesn't have the incident-free opportunity for him, though, with getting caught up in that previous wreck. None of his doing, just wrong place, wrong time. But yeah, right now, though, the one thing he does have going for him, Matt, is if that pit window opens here, like we talked about pretty soon, he is on the inside lane, so he's got the spot to be able to jump in when he needs to. He just needs to try to find some friends to hit pit road within the 06, and of course, that's the next step, is to try to find those teammates and find those partners to work with. But right now, as you see, it's Michael Spell starting to lead a couple laps in a row here when he gets the opportunity to, with Jay Hilliard every so often kind of getting his nose ahead. Then that third lane, once again, Donald Sadusky there with JD Crow right behind him. For just about a 2, maybe 3 car draft, they're holding pretty steady here in that third lane in that 19 and the 5.
Yeah, and the 19 is no stranger to the third lane. Hell, you helped me in my Thursday race, but he's always up there trying to make moves, trying to make something happen.
Oh,
whoa, big move by the 59. He thought better of it. I know he thought about moving down on Michael Spell, but there was absolutely no room. Good decision to stay up there into the second lane.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where that spotter probably called clear for a split second, and then as soon as he was trying to make the moves, it says Carlo, and he made a quick reaction to get back up. So, yeah, that could have been very, very big there, but great job by those guys. We got some big movement up front there as Donald Sadusky leads that lap. But JD Crow with a big bobble there. So say again, we're right in that window for pit stops here, Matt, but everybody's starting to get real dicey, real antsy here.
Yeah, just a little bit of effort. Just trying to get to the front.
So let's say with the motion you're seeing here, I mean, this is 25 to go this time around, Matt. If you're towards the back of the field here, you see this movement happening. Do you say, hey, if we pit now, we get a yellow, we're going to cycle out in front of these guys? Do you try to short pit and jump these guys just in the chance that you can make that strategy happen? So I'd be watching some of the boot knockers, the Dale Cup guys a little further back, but it looks like so far no takers. So right now we're going to come across 25 to go this time by. I do believe that pit window is just about open. Just probably these guys trying to get a little more fuel kind of comfort zone, if you will, before they pit?
Yeah, I think about 52, 53, and that's where will be my comfort zone.
Yeah, and that should easily get you enough as well for all three green-white checkers. But right now, Michael Spell continues to lead the way on the inside line. Cody Nagels, like I said, begrudgingly probably being the pusher to that 88 car, has not been able to get clear to get that lap led in the 06. So the other thing Michael can do here is if he can kind of line up a number of laps led by himself here, maybe try to get that other bonus point for the most laps led. So that's going to be something else in some of these guys' minds. But I do think, here we go, we're going to get some hitters now. Peter DeBorgia going to lead them off with Sebastian Marins in there as well. Jimmy Crow Jr. there, 97 and Jackson Carr. So it looks, too hot there in the back. Who's that? That's the 380 to Douglas Johnson. He's going to go around, unfortunately. So he's not going to hit pit road here, but looks like we got about 6 drivers hitting pit road here. So that's going to start, that pit window is going to be opening here, and I think we're going to see a lot of reaction to that pit stop.
Yeah, I got somebody who came in too hot. Eric Laurie and Douglas Johnson have both received the naughty flag.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker there for Eric Laurie as well. I'll say he's one you want to see in your mirror and be helping you, pushing and everything. So we'll watch those long pit stops, unfortunately, for that 071 388. But that also hurts those guys that pitted, because now they lose some of the help that they had. And here comes the response here. Michael Spell's going to hit pit road, as is the 06, the 01 there, the 32, and the 40. And then we got even more behind. So this is definitely a bigger group this time around. So that's going to cycle Jay Hilliard to the front.
No, Michael Spell got caught speeding.
We got contact between the 40 and the 6 hitting their pit stalls. That's the other concern that we talked about as well. You can get in pit road, but then you got to make sure you hit that pit mark as well. But right now, the thing I'm looking at, though, Matt, is it's pretty much 3 drivers here. You got Sebastian Marin, Peter DeBorgia, Jackson Carr. They've caught out together, but they don't have Jimmy Crow Jr. here. He's about a second and a half back, so that may not be as strong of a pack as you're looking for. So this is an opportunity for that group that just pitted to come on out. But yeah, you're right, though. Michael Spell's pit penalty for him. Here comes the next group of drivers here, led by Jay Hilliard and Donald Sadusky. That's going to cycle over Todd Merkel, Todd Siebels, Dean Wilkinson to the front here.
Look at that group of 3, Sebastian Marin and company there.
Yeah,
full
here they come. Full
head of steam.
But they aren't going to clear the field like they've done before. So right now, Patrick Groover is going to be leading that group out of pit road. You see, he's jumped to the top side. They are going to clear these guys, but I think these guys have enough pace to tag back onto the back of them. So good pit stops for these guys on the second pack of group. So now it's going to be Donald Sadusky leading the field back out of pit road for the third group of drivers that have pitted. And then it's going to go over to Todd Siebels. And this group needs to pit here still, Matt. The 45, the 55, the 171, the 2, and the 5. And let's see if, nope, they're going to keep going. So they're going to go a little further. They're going for the overcut, if you will, try to pit later. So these guys need to make basically really aggressive, almost qualifying laps right now with one another.
Yeah, I'll be watching lap times.
Now here comes Donald Sadusky. He's merging on the backstretch, but Sebastian Marin, he's going to clear him. So those 3 stay together, Matt, the 23, the 26, and the 097. But they, like I said, they're not going to clear the field here, though, because you can see here's the rest of the field all starting to catch right back up to them, being led by Patrick Groover, Jim Brooks, and BK Anderson. So we're going to have a pretty stacked field here after our pit stop cycles are complete. To me, the question is going to be, where does Todd Siebels, Dean Wilkinson, where do they kind of merge in with these guys if they can get their pit stops here done under green? Because we're going to be at 20 to go this time by, and here they come.
Here they come. Yeah, last time by, I was looking at lap times. They were 0.3 of a second slower than Sebastian Marin and company.
But it looks like a nice, clean entry for the 3 of them. JD Crow, though, surprisingly stays out in the 5, so he's going to have at least 1 lap by himself. He's going to get a lap led, but this is going to really hurt him on the time off on his own here. So say now the question is going to be these drivers that hit pit road here. You see they're all starting to try to come out. Todd Siebels right now looks like he may win the race off of pit road of these guys. Looking for Dean Wilkinson. There Dean is, I say, but you can see Todd's already by him. Dean's still waiting. Now he drops and goes. So they're not going to be as organized as they would be hoping for. But what's going to be happening here is we'll actually watch off the back of Todd Siebels here as he builds up speed. The field at start-finish line now. It's going to be tight if they can hold on to this lead pack.
Remember when I told you Michael Spell got caught speeding?
Yes, sir.
He is running 26 to 1 lap down now. It's really going to hurt him.
Yeah, so there goes Todd Siebels. He does get back up on track, but I think just out of range of the draft here. So what we're going to have here, though, Matt, is we're going to have about 11 drivers in this lead pack here. Again, we still got 20 laps to go, 19 at the line. But right now, this would be the battle for the win of this pack up front here. Like I said, though, with some of those penalties right now, I believe Michael Spell, the first driver, 1 lap down as they run. As you see, there goes the 5. They're just driving by there of JD Crow. That's going to really hurt his chances tonight without a yellow. As right now you see the 39 of Jimmy Crow Jr. He's popping up to that 3rd lane here. I don't know if he's going to have enough help, though, as of yet. So right now, looking pretty good. And actually, here's Michael Spell now. I believe these guys are going to come around to put him 1 lap down in that 88 car. So that's going to put him now the first car 1 down.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt JD Crow's chances. That's a tough break for him. He was running up front the whole night pretty much, but we've all been there.
Yeah, so now, again, we talk about playoff contenders now, Matt. We got 4 in the top 10 after the pit stop cycle. Peter DeBorges, Sebastian Marin, they found their way to the top 2. And then Cody Nagels and Donald Stewart as well. So a good recovery for Donald as well after that earlier spin. So he's right up into the thick of things. And then we'll watch back from the second pack being led by Todd Siebels. He's got the 53 of Bobby Brooks behind them. So those are 2 playoff contenders trying to work together to catch that lead pack. And they might be in a good spot here, Matt, because they've got Michael Spell just close enough in front of them to sniff his draft. He's still taking the draft of the lead pack. I think we're going to start to see some really big lap times by this 45 and the 53 and those behind. But yeah, they are easily catching this pack now, Matt. I'm watching the gap, and it is closing and closing quickly. So I think we're going to see some purple lap times. As last time it was Todd Merkel, the fastest lap of the race of 49.27. I think we're going to see a 48-second lap here by one of these guys pushing to this main pack.
Oh, I see what's holding that second group up. Brian Grimm's got some damage and cannot keep up with Quali Brooks, and that's really going to hurt him.
Yeah, and there it is, 48.89 for Dean Wilkinson, new fastest lap of the race. But more importantly for Quabi and Todd, they are back in this lead pack draft. But I do think even with that damage, I think Brian Grimm, he's going to get back up there. So they've been able to help him get there as well. And that's going to open up the battles for that lucky dog position. But right now we've got Sebastian Marin on the outside lane, Peter DeBorgia now on the inside line, and then Jimmy Crow Jr. trying to work that 3rd lane with Donald Sadusky's help. So it's all starting to kick off here as we're approaching now 16 to go at the line. As I say that, we talked about that 11 car pack now, Matt. It's about a 19 car lead pack here.
Oh, we're in for a nice finish here.
And so then we got to take a look at our lucky dog battles, which right now I think it's comfortably Michael Spell for the moment in the 88. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say comfortably because you see the 88, he's working the middle here.
Ooh, that had me nervous for a minute.
Yeah, they're in a dangerous spot, but you look 2 cars back, Matt. Eric Laurie, he's the 2nd car 1 down, and then Brian Grimm is the 3rd. So there are a lot of drivers right on the edge of the lap down mark here, all fighting for that lucky dog spot. So we got 3 drivers here in this lead pack trying to get that lucky dog position with Michael Spell, Eric Laurie, and Brian Grimm. So
contact! Yep, that's it. 88 around.
Big wreck. Jimmy Crow Jr.'s around. Sadusky.
All 3 people that you mentioned got involved in that wreck.
And that's the risk. Yeah, oh man. So we'll go back and we'll take a look. But you see, I mean, Donald Sadusky, he's destroyed. I saw Cody Nagels, that car is destroyed as well. And he had to use his fast race, so this may be night over for another playoff contender. We'll see. I think Vicente Guerrero also, yeah, he's got some pretty good damage there. As you can see, a few hitting going straight to pit road there. Jimmy Crow Jr. there, Robert Dupont. So let's go back, Matt, and let's take a look here. But that's a tough break there for these guys coming towards the closing portion of this race here.
Yeah, just a little wash up by the 88, and it's on from there.
Yeah, the 88, like I said, just drifts up a little bit, catches the 06 of Cody Nagels. Nothing Cody can do, and then when Michael's trying to kind of recover his car, gets back down, he goes across the nose of Donald Sadusky, and then at that point, it's just everybody's just trying to find anywhere and everywhere to go. And then from there on back, unfortunately, numerous drivers getting involved here. You see the 14, the 53 getting a little piece. And yeah, Jimmy Crow Jr. going up and over there as well. So that's a tough break there. You see, oh yeah, I was watching the 2. Look like Todd Merkel might just be able to clear it, but he gets caught up in that as well. So yeah, a lot of playoff contenders involved in that one. So we talked about bonus points, Matt. It's going to be now, I say I'm like 90% sure that the 53 was involved in that one. So I think it's going to leave now just Peter DeBorgia and Todd Siebels as the only drivers with in the playoffs, I should say, that are incident free. And it looks like are those drivers not involved in the wreck, they're all going to stay out here, which tells us basically about 8, maybe 9 drivers not caught up in that incident. As Kevin LaChance is going to come on through, and then we got 10th on back, all hitting pit road. And you mentioned all those drivers that were caught up in that wreck that did not get the lucky dog. I believe that's going to make Joseph Morales the beneficiary of that one. He's going to get a lap back in that 60 car because, like you said, the 071, the 88, and then I can't remember who the third one was, but say those 3 drivers were all caught up in the incident. So it then goes to the next eligible driver, which was Joseph Morales. I'm trying to see how many laps Joseph is down. Oh, yeah, so he's still a ways off. But if there's retirements, though, I mean, again, hats off to him for staying aggressive here and staying after it here. I mean, he could gain some more points after this thing's all said and done.
He's taking his lucky dog right now as we speak.
And then, yeah, on the pit stop side of things, long pit stops here. I believe Donald Sadusky, Jimmy Crow Jr. had to take a tow. But I mean, we got drivers here that are still. I mean, Michael Spell, he's got the front clip missing. Same thing for Cody Nagel. So that's again tough break. 2 playoff contenders. Quabi Brooks, he's rolling off pit road now. He had about a minute of damage to repair, as did the 2 of Todd Merkel. Todd actually still missing the hood of that car, unfortunately, in that number 2 machine. Eric J. Healy just rolling out now, over a minute on pit road. See Eric Laurie getting damage repairs. Looks like the back end of that car is what's really hurt there for Eric Laurie. We'll get a better look as he gets rolling out at some point. And then also, yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody that pitted under that yellow. So, yeah, it shakes up the playoffs a bunch here, Matt. So say Cody Nagels, Michael Spell, they're definitely going to take the biggest hits here without that fast repair. So we'll see what they are able to recover with. I say, look at, Cody's got the whole front clip missing still on his car. So can't tell, might be also suspension damage. Can't tell that thing's tracking quite well. So Cody's just going to be trying to do survival at this point. But yeah, it's going to be tough sledding now. I mean, we still got lots of racing to go. We're going to restart, looks like, with 12 to go. But you've got now Sebastian Marin, Peter DeBorgia up front, 1-2. Donald Stewart, Todd Siebel, 7 and 8. So and Vicente Guerrero in 11th. So, I mean, we've got 5 of our playoff of the 8 in the top 11 right now. And I do think that Quabi Brooks is probably still going to be okay here. I think he still has a fast repair in his pocket as well, should he need. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough break, though, for Cody and Michael. It's going to probably be a tough sledding for these guys the rest of the way here in this one.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. Just pretty unfortunate circumstances. Like, it was none of your doing, and getting caught up in somebody else's mess, and that's plate racing in a nutshell.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's risk versus reward. I mean, so what we saw there was, I mean, he wanted to try to make sure he was that first car one down, and so he was fighting hard. He was in the middle trying to be that closest car forward, because he had Eric Laurie breathing down his neck, and then that third car one down as well. So, I mean, if you roll to the back, you might avoid the incident, but if you either you still get caught up in it, or if they don't get involved in the incident as well, it then doesn't get you that lap back. So it's a really tough balance to have to try to make to be aggressive or to just kind of play it safe. So just it's risk versus reward, and say these guys are in the playoffs, they're going to try to get every point they can. Unfortunately, just did not work out for Michael in that circumstance here. But what we do have, Matt, though, is we've got some kind of for the most part, I'd say right now looks like the 26 kind of the odd man out here, but so we got pretty much a Toyota front pack here. You see, you got the 23, the 97 there, the 01, the 32, and you got Peter DeBorgia there in the Camaro up front there, and then you got a bunch of Fords behind him. So I don't think there's a lot of manufacturer kind of strategies here with Area 51, but I think we'll still see. I think Jackson, Sebastian, and Peter, probably those 3 will work together. Seth Groover, or I should say Patrick Groover, I'm sorry, I believe actually might be trying to team up with those guys as well. So it's going to be interesting to see again who kind of finds which drivers to work with here. Do we see any teammates find their way together other than these top 3 to 4? We'll find out here. So Sebastian Marin, he's going to lead the field. And with these teammates up front, Matt, do we see strategy? Do we see these drivers go a little early? Although we got one of those 4 drivers that's not on track at the moment, the connection issue. This is always the nerve-wracking time here. Looking for the 01 of Patrick Groover. And yeah, so this is going to be a kind of a risky restart here because let's say Jim's trying to find where he is. There he goes. Oh man, that's the last second there. That's close call there as we're just about to get back to green here. And say now 23 gets back going. But yeah, that was very touch and go there. Good job of the 01 though, holding on to the pace speed.
Woo! Yeah, I really don't want to guess it. It's like it.
Yeah, that's not the right time to have those hiccups. But what we got here, Matt, is 12 to go. We're going to come across. It'll be 11 to go. So we'll see what we got here. So still lots of racing to go. But Peter DeBorgia getting a great push down the back. Clear the 23. So right now our playoff drivers 1-2 on the inside lane, Jackson Carr, and then you got that number 32, BK Anderson. I would not count BK out here. We've seen how good of a pusher he is. So lots of racing. Here comes the third lane already. The 5 JD Crow, he's hopped up there. He's got Bud Steele there. He's got Daniel Walker up there. Or sorry, Derrick Walker. I'm mixing up D names apparently. And yeah, so right now these guys trying to make that third lane happen. You can see further up these guys trying to poke it up and make some moves as well. I think you're watching Todd Siebels. He's going to be watching that third lane as the 19 is squeezing the 5 there. He's got to be careful. Almost wrecked there. Able to keep it both pointing straight there. But yeah, that 19 drifted up just a little bit. Kevin LaChance there. That's going to slow that third lane's momentum a little bit here.
Yeah, I just want to keep this clean and green to this away. Those guys at 39 put on a hell of a show, but I would love to see these guys get a great finish here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen time and time again, these guys can go 3x3 for 15 plus laps to the finish. As Sebastian Marin, he gets the momentum he needs off of 4 there. He jumps the outside, big push by Patrick Groover there. But also you got a big push on the outside. Oh my goodness, I don't know how Sebastian did that. Clears him off 4 into turn through the tri-oval. That's a power move out of 23 car of Sebastian Marin to get back in front of Peter DeBorgia there. Oh, these guys are starting to get a little squirrely here, Matt. These guys trying to all start jockeying for a position. I see Todd Siebels, I think he wants to go lane 3. Can't quite yet, but a lot of these guys starting to drift up a little bit in the turns here. They got to be careful not to do that too much. But right now you can see everybody's just trying to guess when that third lane is going to form here and get towards the very front. Still JD Crow leading it, but I'm watching again. I watched the 45 Todd Siebels. You can see him. He's peeking out. And here once again, here comes Peter DeBorgia. He's going to try to return the favor off of turn number 4 on that 23 as they come through the trial.
Whoa, a little bobble there by Patrick Groover, but nice little recovery there. That could have been a lot worse. Here's Todd Siebels. Look, he's been dancing to get that third line to work. Oh, big shot by the 5.
These guys are, they're starting
almost crashed there. That was good recovery.
Yeah, they're starting to, again, the 19's just drifting up a little too high. They're up into the 5, though. So I say they got to be careful. I say you got to hold your line here as you get to these closing stages because, again, I mean, you're just going to have the similar issues we saw earlier. So the 19's just drifting up just a little too much there. As again, that car just looks to be uncomfortable for the 19. Not sure if he's got any lingering damage or what, but you can just see he can't keep it held to the bottom here. I'm watching Donald Stewart now. He's starting to peek up to that middle lane there in that 78 machine. So we'll keep an eye on him. But we saw that last time around, though. Peter DeBorgia pretty much did the exact same move to Sebastian Marin to get the lead. He gets it back here as we've got 8 to go here up front.
Oh, God. Todd Siebels lost a lot of track position just by jumping up in that third lane.
Yeah, he's had to duck back and he pops in front of Derrick Walker here. I mean, you know he's going to make a move again. He's got some teammates now working on his outside. You see the 171, you see the 55. Again,
yeah, look at the Deep W boys. They're all jumping to the third lane.
Yep, here they go. They're going to try to work together. But again, you get nervous, though, because, again, you've seen drivers kind of drift up too much than you would like to see through the turns here. So I think that makes you a little nervous to try to do it again here. Again, a lot of these guys are out of fast repairs, so if you're in it, this could be your race. But I mean, at some point, you're going to have to take the gambles. There goes the 5. He jumps up top, and there goes that 20 right behind him of Derrick Walker. So, again, the moves are starting to happen here. Looks like the TW move up top hasn't quite timed out yet, and I'm looking at the nose damage. Robert Rock won some pretty decent nose damage. Probably not the car you want leading here, as we got 7 to go. Is a big bobble there by the 78. He drifts up towards the 5. And right now, JD Crow feeling like probably the world is against him right now in that third lane. Just every time he gets up there, someone gets right up to his door here, but he hangs on to it once again.
Yep, there's a big push by the 20 group. Big and getting pushed. Who's that 20 car again?
That is Derrick Walker.
Derrick Walker.
I'm going to say his name right this time. Yeah, he's the YouTube favorite right now on our chat. So definitely appreciate them supporting us. We'll hop actually on board that number 20 as he is pushing JD Crow. He's got him alongside the front row here. You can see just how twitchy that car is, just trying to stay as tight as he can to that number 5. That thing is just wobbling.
Wow, look at him go.
And he's got the 5 just a nose ahead, but man, they are twitchy right now. I say we're down to 6 to go here, Matt, and I say everybody's just going to be giving it absolutely everything here at the end.
Yeah, not taken. Those guys, it's really hard to keep that car at center if you run in the top lane. So I can't feel what he's feeling right now. So he tried to give him a big push. He didn't clear him. But that's the risk you take.
Yeah, so he just has to kind of regroup, let the car cool back down. They'll make another charge at it. And what's probably going to see, again, he's peeking out, just trying to get some cool air. But what's going to happen is right there, Dean Wilkinson. Someone's going to make the move to lead that third lane. It's going to kind of pick the momentum back up again at some point. So right now, though, it's Dean that's kind of toying with it. He's kind of peeking out. Kind of we saw a little earlier. The same with Todd Siebels. Oh, it's a bobble there again by the 78 there. Donald Stewart. These guys are definitely starting to get a little sketchy here. Not sure if it's tire wear, just everybody's kind of getting all hyped up here at the very end. But these guys are getting definitely pretty squirrely here. Now there goes at 78 Donald Stewart. I think that's the right call for him. Try to lead that third lane here. As at 78 is going to try to lead with Dean Wilkinson as his pusher now, as we've got 5 to go here, 4 to go at the line.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Donald Stewart has to make something happen. Playoff driver, you're seeing Sebastian Barron winning races. It's time to make a stand, take some gambling time, and see if we can beat those guys. You know, they're week in, week out, them guys have been up front all day, every day. It's time to make your move.
Yeah, exactly right. Right now, Jackson's car, he's trying to play spoiler in that the 97 on the outside of the 26 of Peter DeBorgia. But yeah, I mean, you look at it right now, you've got Peter there, you've got Sebastian's right there. But like I said, now you've got the 78 to Donald Stewart.
Oh, he may clear him here. He may clear him.
Good push here off of 2. He's got a nose ahead.
He got it. He's got it.
The middle. And he
can go for the low if he wanted to.
I think the middle's a good choice there, Matt, though. I think the momentum is working well up on that middle lane. So right now, Donald Stewart takes the point. Again, we're going to come across here. 3 to go at the line. Got some lap cars up ahead. But you can see already dropping down to the apron is Eric Laurie there. So again, nice gesture by these guys, just trying to let these guys race it out and play it out on their own. Next will be Michael Spelt in that 88. But right there, Donald Stewart leads that lap in that 78 car. Oh, a little bit of tight there in the entry of 1. That's going to lose some momentum from both lanes here. This could be an opportunity for the 55 of Dean Wilkinson.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much of a push that J.D. Crow can give Dean Wilkinson down the back.
Yeah, a little bit of damage to the back end of Dean here, but I think he should be okay. But man, Donald Stewart is drafting these guys, side drafting these guys. And so you got to be careful, of course. It doesn't quite work the same in iRacing than in the real world. Unfortunately, we've got internet connectivity issues here and there to battle, but what I am noticing, though, some of our playoff contenders are kind of thinking, hey, something's going to happen here. Quavi Brooks, he's dropped off a little bit. Todd Siebels, he's dropped off a little bit. But at some point, they're going to have to try something. A big move by Patrick Gruber. He jumps to the third lane. He's trying to get the push there from Dean Wilkinson now as we got 2 to go.
At Donald Stewart at that lap. It is... What I can see happen here is the 97 could realistically push him all the way up and hopefully try and get himself cleared. But wait a minute, we have another unexpected visitor.
And here comes Patrick Gruber.
Patrick Gruber.
He's
getting
found
pushed
Dean
by
Wilkinson.
Dean Wilkinson. Yep.
They're going after
look
here.
Look at that push.
Saying at some point here, pretty soon.
Not clear. He had it clear for a moment.
Yeah, it's better playing it safe here at this point. But what these guys are going to do here, Matt, if they can get to the flag here, they will race it out.
He's going to clear him here.
We'll see.
He's got him.
There he goes. Yep.
I'm clear.
01 just clears the 78. He drops to the middle lane. And we're going to get to the white flag here, Matt. So we've got one to go here at Talladega. At this point now, it's whoever gets to the line first. So right now you've got Patrick Gruber leading in front of Donald Stewart in the middle. You got Dean Wilkinson on the outside, squeezed by that 78 there. You got Peter DeBorgia on the inside with Sebastian Marin as his pusher. And it is anybody's guess as they come back out of 2 here, coming to 3 and 4 for the final time.
Oh. Those 2 drivers better be thinking he will win this race.
All right, Matt, here they come through 3 and 4 for the final time. The 78 Donald Stewart is pushing that 01 of Patrick Gruber as much as he can. You got Sebastian Marin and Peter DeBorgia on the inside lane, but we'll see where the momentum comes out of turn number 4. Right now, it's looking good for the 01 car, but we'll see if there's any late moves. Watch the temperatures.
Ooh.
A lot of bobbles here. And at the line, big
Whoa,
bobble there by
big
the
bobble.
01.
Is he going to get it?
Oh, it's
He
tight
did.
at
He
the
did
end.
get it. Wow.
It's showing Patrick Gruber with the win over Peter DeBorgia by in the thousandths of the second. We see 0-0-0. Looks like Donald Stewart showing in third by 200ths over Sebastian Marin. Jackson Carr in 5th. What a finish. Let's go back and let's watch one more time as they came off of the off of 4 here to the start finish line, because that was tight.
I want a photo of that. If I could time it just right, take a picture of that one.
I'll say we can definitely try to pull up a photo finish cam here as well. So first we'll slow things down at the line. We'll try to see if we can time it just at a little bump there, push the 01 up top there. But obviously at that point they're going to be staying in it as hard as they can there. But that cost a little bit of momentum. It opened up the door for the 26. I'm sorry. And yeah, you can see at the line there. So I pause it just a second too early here. But if we go to this photo finish line. So that is going to be how close it was. Let's say we'll go back one more here. Let's take a closer look, see if I can time it right. And man, that's probably one of the closest finishes we've had in Area 51 history. And how we can find that out, Matt? Let's pull up our final race results and let's take a look at how close it was. As it is indeed, oh my goodness, Patrick Gruber is showing it is beyond thousandths of a second, Matt.
Really?
It went to the tens of thousandths of a second. I'm showing Patrick Gruber as our winner by 0.000. So it went to the 4th decimal point between Patrick and Peter there. With Donald Stewart, though, getting that 3rd place. Sebastian Marin, Ford, Jackson Carr are top 5. And then, again, Jim Brooks, BK Anderson, Vicente Guerrero, Kevin LaChance, Andrew Schroeder are top 10. And Dean Wilkinson, like I said, kind of the pusher at the end there in the 55, winds up in 11th. J.D. Crow, Randy Miner, Bud Steele, Dan Harrington, Derrick Walker, Robert Rock, Quabi Brooks in 18th. Not the end result he was hoping for. And same thing goes for a little further on back here. Todd Siebel's there in 19th. Just didn't have the wreck they were probably looking for. He winds up in that 19th spot. Jay Hilliard, 20th. Todd Merkel, 21st. And Michael Spell, Joseph Morales, Bob Fitzgerald, Cody Nagels, Eric Laurie, Jimmy Crow Jr., and Donald Sadusky. You can see these guys multiple laps down. We'll continue on to Robert DuPont, Brian Grimm, Douglas Johnson, Brandon Briggs, William George, Seth Gruber, Gabe Butler, and Noel Coers are 36 finishers here tonight. But man, that I'm going to say, I think there's no question here, probably the closest finish in Area 151 history between that 01 and the 26 there. What a finish.
I cannot back it up far enough to actually get the frame right. Like, it's like, wow.
So, yeah, so a little bit of spoilers played by the 01, but gets a huge win here this evening. So we're going to be chatting with him. We're going to be chatting with all of our lead finishers here tonight with our top 3. So we're going to start things off, though, Matt. We got to pick up Donald Stewart there, who is making some big moves at the end. So let's go find Donald here. Let's have a chat with him. All right, so we're pulling in our 3rd place finisher in that 78 of Donald Stewart. And man, I mean, you were making big moves there at the end, Donald, and saying it was so close there at the end. So you just had the opportunities, just didn't quite pan out. And saying you were pushing Patrick there at the end and saying, and then at that point, I mean, everybody's just pushing for absolutely everything they're worth there. I mean, just take us through those last laps, the moves you had to make to get yourself in contention there. And just, I mean, play us through the finish from your point of view, because that was exciting from our side.
Exciting, exciting from your side. Wow, man, I'm still shaking from all that's going on up there. After that last reset, that last restart, I was stuck on the bottom, and I said to myself, "Man, you gotta be patient, be patient, be patient." I wanted to get up to the top, and finally, I got a break where I could get in the middle. I got in the middle, and we were white knuckling it the whole time. And then I saw a break with Dean Wilkinson behind, so I had room to get up there. I got in front of Dean Wilkinson. Thank God, Dean Wilkinson. He's like the best pusher on super speedway. He pushed me up there where I could get down in the middle lane, and I thought I could control the middle lane. And then Patrick come from nowhere, like right in front of me. I'm like, okay, well here we go. The show's on, and so I just stayed behind him and pushed him to the win.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't your only big moment too. I say you had that earlier where you kind of got a bit of a bump gone wrong there. Had to do a big slide through 1 and 2 there, but held it to the bottom. I was saying really kind of minimized your damage, and then also just getting caught up with anybody else around you. I mean, at that point, does it change your game plans? Obviously, you want to get bonus points to have an incident free race, but once you get that spin there and get those incident points, does it kind of just say, okay, at this point, I'm just gonna go be aggressive because if I have 1x, 2x, 4x, it doesn't matter. I can just it's not like it's gonna affect any points. Or I mean, does that change your game plan at all, or do you still kind of do maybe a similar strategy than you had at the absolute get go?
Well, I had to use that reset, so yeah, that changed my game plan because I fell back to like 29th or something for a while. And then I knew if I could just make it to the last pit stop, if I can make it to the last pit stop, it didn't matter. I was just going to go for it and, take what the cars dealt me. And that's what they dealt me.
I say the cards dealt you pretty well there, Donald. I'd say it was great pushing. I'd say, I mean, like I said, you got into Patrick, and I mean, I'd say you say you get to be a part of being the pusher. As I said, I believe the closest finish in Area 51 history. I mean, we looked at our timing and scoring. It went beyond the thousandths of a second. That's how close it was between that 01 and 26 cars. So. But just hats off, man. A great result for USA, obviously in the playoff as well. So that's going to be a big points night for you here as well. Definitely want to give you the floor. Any thanks and shots I'd like to give for that third place tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, give a shout out to y'all. I love watching, listening to y'all when I go to work and everything. And so that's pretty cool in Area 51 because these guys over here are pretty fast, man. They're fast. You got to be good to beat these guys. This is my third third place, so I need to get one or two more spots. But yeah, I just want to thank the guys out there that helped me and everybody in here races. Because it's fun to come in here and race with these guys because they're so good and they're so fast, and you can trust them, and it's so much fun. So, and we enjoy putting on a good broadcast for y'all.
Yeah, it was a blast to watch and just be able to broadcast this. I mean, and you're right. I mean, you've got some of the best super speedway racers in the game here. So, and I mean and you just like you said, third opportunity up here. So just keep at it. I mean, and that's the thing is that eventually breaks are going to go your way. Like you said, you were in a great position just at the end there. The 01 got a really good push at the right time to get in front of you, and then was lucky enough to have you as his pusher. So now it's like just hopefully the tides will turn and you'll be that person in that catbird seat. But yeah, just great job tonight, Donald. Well earned finish there, and definitely enjoy this one. Look forward to seeing you in these next 2 races of the season.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank y'all, and congratulations to Patrick on the win and for Peter DeBorgia there for coming in second.
All right, that is our third place finish there of Donald Stewart. We're going to jump things over now to our second place finisher in that number 26 Extra Life Chevrolet Camaro of Peter DeBorgia. And man, Peter, you never want to be on the wrong side of it, but again, I mean, we didn't know who had it at the end. It looked like it was Patrick, but we went back, we looked at the timing and scoring, and I mean, that thing went to the tens of thousands of a second between you and Patrick there at the end. I mean, take us through those last laps. The move. I mean, you and Sebastian. I mean, you guys were making power moves on each other. One would be behind the other on the inside line, jump out of fourth, somehow clear through the trial, then get back to the inside. So he did it. Then the next lap, you're like, well, anything you can do, I can do better. You one up him there. I mean, just take us through the moves and the strategy there on those final laps, because man, that was wild there at the end. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Well, the final lap, I clearly just missed a particle of dust. I just clocked it, and that's what slowed me down to let Patrick get by. But the laps leading up to it, it was just, I mean, we're in the same Discord. We're working together throughout this whole season, and we really wanted to make sure that one of us was getting the huge bonus points that go with a race win as we're fighting for the playoffs. So Ideally, if it worked out and the lines were stagnant, then we wanted to be leading the bottom and the middle. But it just never really worked out that way. As soon as one of us got pushed clear, the top line kind of died for a bit, and we wanted to make sure that we were still in the front and could kind of dictate the pace. So, it was as competitive as it looked. We were kind of in it together to try and make sure that we were helping each other there. I was really hoping the caution that came out, I think it was like lap 40 or so, what didn't come out, because we topped off there and went to the back real early, and we're just saving. And after the lap 28 caution, we were like, or it was like a lap 25 caution, I think it was. We were like, if we really, really save here, we could definitely one stop this and nobody else can. And, it just didn't work out that way. We couldn't get out, that far ahead of everybody else. So we had to fight tooth and nail, millimeter by millimeter for the end.
Yeah, and I was to say, Matt and I were kind of running the numbers. I think at the same time you guys were doing that too, and we were kind of going back and forth. Okay, who could make it, who couldn't make it, and you're right. I mean, you guys would have had to really go about, I think it was 28 laps per run to make it to the end there, and so it was going to be exciting if it did come to that, but. You're right, though. So obviously the bonus points would have been huge for you. But the thing is, you still do get some pretty solid bonus points here tonight, say, with you being one of the few, I believe, if not only playoff driver with an incident-free race, plus finishing second. So, I mean, I say, was that something also on your mind, knowing kind of what the attrition was early on? It's like, all right, if I can try to be there at the end but not get involved in anything, kind of add those bonus points on top of my tally and just kind of grow that lead.
I mean, yeah, it's always in the back of your mind, but at the same time, it's just like, you can't roll in the back and be like, okay, cool, I got 5 bonus points. All right, well, 26th place was worth it. You know what I mean? Like, there's still like some sort of like a level of aggression you got to have and go for the win there. And if it's there, it's there. I was terrified at the end of the race that I thought that like Patrick was going to come down and hit Donald, and and it was even, and I might not get the win and might not get those bonuses. I knew I was incident free, so I drove full speed after the checkered flag all the way around, across the checkered flag again to make sure that nobody was going to try and congratulate me with a little victory bump and take it away from me there. So I was definitely on my mind, but it wasn't anything that was going to affect what I was going to do racing wise.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So at the end of those races, like, okay, just run away, stay away from me. I've got other things I got to be in mind here. But yeah, I mean, it was really exciting there. Like I said, you and Sebastian making huge moves on each other there. Even like I said, being teammates and working together. I can tell you though, after that race though, it looks like you're going to have about a 16-point buffer over now Donald Stewart, 17 over Sebastian Marin. So you were able to get a pretty good margin even without the bonus points for the win. But I mean, of course, points will change drastically over the next 2 races. But it's always nice to have a little bit of leverage there over these next couple of races. But yeah, just hats off, man. That was a wild one. So I'm definitely looking forward to go back and look at how close it was at the end, and just see how tight it was between you two, because that was, like I said, I think that's by far our closest one. I don't think we've ever been into the 10,000ths of a second there. So great job to you. Like I said, just a little speck of dust, maybe unfortunately kept that car a little too clean tonight. And so that may have been all the difference tonight. But definitely, before we let you go though, Peter, definitely want to give you the floor here. Any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that runner up?
All the guys I ran with tonight, obviously Sebastian was one of them, but Jimmy Crow dropped by and visited with us tonight. Eric Lurie is always in here week after week, doing a great job. JD Crow was running with us too, and a couple other eyes in the sky that were kind of helping us there. And even when their races weren't going great, they were kind of giving us a bunch of feedback, which is awesome to hear. And also want to shout out Extra Life Charity. It's been on my car all year. I've started my fundraising for 2022. If you go to extralife.org/DeBorgia, you'll find my fundraising page. We've already had a couple donations already that have pushed us near $200. My goal is $2,500 by the end of the year, so we got a long time. But if you're ever interested in any kind of Photoshop work, whether it's a paint scheme or something like that, all my hobby efforts, all the fun stuff that I do on the side of my real job, I like to just throw the money directly at that. So if you're looking for a new paint scheme or something, hit me up, and you get a tax receipt out of it too. So that's pretty cool.
That does sound like a good idea. So I'm always down for some new paint scheme ideas. I say I'm not the most original painter, so I'll have to definitely find you and get some ideas and say get some more donations your way. So yeah, like you said though, I mean, a great cause and really cool that you're able to do that. And like you said, put the money that you spend with your time and effort on these great paint schemes to actually go to a better cause as well. Just hats off to you, man. It's really awesome to see. And that's what we love about iRacing, just all the community and everything that these guys have with one another, man. So. Great run tonight. Like I say, congrats again on the second place, extending your points lead a little bit. Say 2 down, 2 to go, man. So say good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate you. Appreciate the kind words and giving us this awesome platform to drive in circles with every Sunday. Thank you guys so much.
Good job, Peter.
Good job, Peter.
All right, Matt, that leaves us one last driver to chat with us. Saying by the time we cut to him, he's already doing burnout. So let's go back a little further. Let's pull up that 0-1 Mario Brothers machine of Patrick Groover. Saying we joke and say it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you got Patrick, you got Seth, but say Seth unfortunately out of the running early, but say Patrick, it doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to get up front there at the end. And man, I mean, you get that big push at the end to get to the front, to get to the middle of the outside of the middle lane, and then you get that big push through the travel coming to the checker. You get that bobble that you're able to keep it pushing forward, keep that forward momentum going, and just edge out Peter DeBorgia for the win. I mean, when you got that little bobble, that push that got you off center, did you feel like, oh, there it goes, that's my race? Or I mean, did you feel like you still had an outside chance to kind of just power through to get to the win?
Yeah, no, I thought I was over for sure because it was pretty early coming out of that tribal when I got out of line, and you know how that works. And oh man, what we ended up tying, didn't we? I think.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing is, I mean, that whatever it was, I said we had to go to we had to trust the timing and scoring, but yeah, I mean, it went beyond the thousands and went to somewhere even to the fourth digit, if you will. So, yeah, I mean, that was, I think, as close can be between you and Peter. So I remember, like I was telling Peter, so I remember to go back and look how close it was if I can get a good angle on it on YouTube, because he was saying he probably kept that car a little too clean. Probably a speck of dust or something would have been the difference there between yourself and him there at the end. Right. But I mean, you definitely had your work cut out for you. Say you were up front early with your brother, then say just unfortunately some incidents there caught him out. Let's say then you had to work your way back up as well throughout the race to get yourself in the opportunity. I mean, how much do you kind of plan and strategize to where you want to be in the closing laps, or is it just, I mean, is there any way you can really plan for these races, or is it just you just let everything come to you as it does?
Yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do. You gotta let it all come to you, and sometimes you luck out, and you know who's good pusher and whatnot. You can jump in front of somebody, and Dean's a good pusher. I jumped in front of Dean on that high side. It was about 3 laps to go, and he was able to push me up in front, and I jumped down in front of Donald, and yeah, that was down on the last lap there, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Seth. So Seth, he got in the wall early, used his faster pair on accident, and then he got caught in a wreck, so he was gone. But no, yeah. This is a lot of fun, man. These guys are all awesome, and yeah.
How's it feel to get to the closest finish in Area 51 history? Yeah. It's just a moment ago, like this past season ago in the Indy Series, we had back-to-back races 0.000 finish. That's uncanny.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I'm just glad I got I'm glad I got the edge on it. Yeah, that could have been either of us.
Yeah, if you didn't track up to the very far corner of that start finish line, I really thought you were going to lose it.
Yeah, I just tried to keep my momentum up, and just go straight to the wall, and I think that did it. Because Donald, he got a push from Jackson, it looks like, and that pushed him up into me, and it just got me a little loose.
Yeah, I mean, I say towards the end, it's nobody's watching their temperatures anymore. It's just, okay, I'm pushing absolutely as hard as I can. So if you can help that guy in front of you, it's going to help yourself as well. But yeah, I mean, just a great job tonight, like I said, to get up there and be in control there. And yeah, I think Dean probably definitely made his name known, made a lot of friends there, because I think both you and Donald were beneficiaries of him doing really great push in that third lane tonight. So you might have to owe him some. I don't know. I don't know what Mario themed gifts you can do over there, but yeah, just an awesome job though tonight, Patrick, and getting that win. Like I said, it just the tightest finish that we've seen before with these guys. It was a lot of fun, man. Before we let you go and celebrate, we definitely want to give you the floor here. Any thanks and shouts I'd like to give for that win tonight?
Yeah, dude, just Area 51 is a great league, and shout out to Jim and all the guys that run it, and great racing here. Shout out to my brother Seth. He always worked with me, and anybody who worked with me today, that was awesome. Thanks a lot. You guys do fun. It's always fun to watch the broadcast back. So thanks for broadcasting.
Yeah, I'll say I'm gonna put you on the spot so you don't get in trouble. I'll say definitely don't forget your number one supporter there over on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I gotta thank my mom. She always watches. So
There you
I'm
go.
sure she's pretty vocal on the chat.
Yeah, she's definitely a happy camper right now, and say maybe not the birthday present you're looking for your brother there, but maybe a little belated one for him on Thursday as well. So
Oh,
it's pretty cool the family affair that you guys have over there. So I'd say it sounds like he might be a little too busy to do any of the iRacing with you and Seth, but it's a lot of fun though. See you guys put on the racing you do week in and week out, man. Just great job tonight.
all right. Yeah, thanks guys.
All right, Matt, that is our race winner in that number 01 of Patrick Gruber. So again, I mean, that thing went to the thousandths of a second tonight between himself and Peter DeBorgia. So I'm going to be going back numerous times to look how tight it was there at the end. But, I mean, what a finish, what a race.
Wow.
That's about what we're used to seeing here at Area 51. That was a really good one here tonight.
Yeah. To have the closest finish in Area 51, down to, what is it, 10,000th of a second?
Yeah, in the 10,000s, yeah, and it's beyond what we were able to actually physically see. I've been looking around to see if any of the race reports tell us any differently, but yeah, it's 0.000. So just great job to all the drivers, and like I said, a really exciting finish there at the end.
That is, I mean, great job of these guys. I know we had a few hiccups along the way, but in the end, it was Patrick Gruber who took the checker flag, and what a finish!
Yeah, a great one here.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, so say we got some more racing coming up the rest of the week though, Matt. So obviously, this was race number 2 of the playoffs tonight. Tomorrow night we've got race number 3 on the Next Gen series. That's going to be over on Max Speed TV. Right now it's Maxwell Caldwell with an 18-point lead over Gary Slapinski, and then 19 over Todd Merkel. So pretty tight sledding over there as well. They've got Atlanta and Kentucky up for their final 2 races. And saying no playoffs for the Indy series, but we said we got some more racing to go over there as well, getting down to the very end as well. And I believe for you boys, you're going to be at Chicagoland, and of course the big finish at Indy in 2 weeks' time. So a lot of great racing left here in Area 51 before we take a small hiatus before we get to the next season. So yeah, so definitely if you're looking to add a league, you can find them at area51iracing.com. Matt, as always, pleasure being able to do this in the booth with you. Looking forward to seeing you race again on Tuesday. And I'll say this was a good one here tonight.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so everybody that's watching Sporting Us, thank you all so much for watching Green White Checker TV, supporting, being on the YouTube chat. It's a lot of fun being able to interact with you all, getting some insider info, and just getting to know everybody too. It's been a lot of fun. So congrats again to our top 3, Patrick Gruber, Peter DeBorgia, Don Stewart. Great race tonight, and we look forward to plenty more over the remainder of the season. So until then, hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you back on Green White Checker TV on Tuesday for the Indy Series. So until then, though, take care. Have a good night, all.